Welcome back, guys. GhettoRig, episode 182. Why are you shaking your hand, bro? I'm trying to turn the episode on this way we can monitor everything,
Shame.
not miss anything. Anyway,
Yeah.
guys,
You were given fair
182.
warning.
182. First, let's mention our sponsors, guys. Vitality Wellness Centers 1 and 2. One is located in Pinellas Park. The other one is downtown St. Petersburg, right off of 30th Ave on 4th Street. So go visit them. If you want to get recovery done, that's the place to go. Cryo chambers, cold tubs, floating tanks, massage chairs, you name it and they have it, right? Red light therapy, all of that. Ultimate Warrior Protocol. Anyway, there's too many things to
Superhuman.
superhuman protocol, whatever. Um, and then
I'm Batman.
the next two are UFC Gym Pinellas and Pinellas Park and Largo. Largo is already open. It's 1111 Missouri Ave. Almost 30,000 square feet. State of the art facilities with workout equipment, octagon, kickboxing area, jiu-jitsu wrestling area. They have it all. Top tier, world class coaches.
It's just a sponsor, Jay. I mean, you know,
What you mean? They're a sponsor, so I'm giving them their flowers.
we're doing a UFC gym commercial today, and
No, we're
Vitality.
not. I just want to tell
I'm just
them.
fucking
I'm
with
just
you.
excited. By the way, I just came back off a jujitsu mat. We did two classes back to back. Mat was packed. It was a good day. And
What's
Pinellas
up,
Park
Natalie?
coming soon, huh?
I said, "What's up,
Oh,
Natalie?"
hey, Nat, what's up? But yeah, those are the sponsors out the way. But what a weekend, boys, huh? What a weekend.
I don't want to talk about it
Why, Eddie?
because I don't
Why
want
are
to talk
you
about
upset? Why are you upset, Eddie?
I'm gonna tell you the same thing my coworker Steve told me. Give me a week, and then we can talk about it.
Why?
I don't want to talk about it.
You gotta
You
mourn.
You gotta mourn. Yeah, give me time to mourn.
What you
the
gonna
loss.
mourn, bro? There's nothing to mourn. I mean, it's not like it wasn't gonna happen. I mean, it was written in the skies, in the books. You know what I mean? That it was going to happen. I mean, it's good to have hope, but hope is, what is it? Fool's errand, or what's the saying? You know what I'm just saying? It's just the way it is, man.
No,
What do you mean no?
no.
What do you mean no? Guy's never been taken down. He got taken down. Now never been knocked out. Got knocked out. I mean, what else can you say?
Yeah, exactly. So how can you say you were expecting it?
No, you can tell it. Just Tapuri is just much better. You know what I mean? It's just the way it
I think
is.
you're talking out your ass right now, Jay.
Tapuri, what do you mean? Tapuri is much better.
Yep, like I said, I think you're talking out your ass right
How?
now. Jay.
How? How?
like I said, man. I think Topuria
How?
might be my favorite UFC fighter now. He's humble enough, but he can beat enough ass.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Did you see the interview he had with DC?
Which one?
The very last one. His DC's like, bruh, how do you have this much money? You just made champion. You got John Jones money. Where the hell
What
all
was the
this money
last
come
interview
from?
He had
He's
interviews
one of-
after
yeah.
the fight. That's why I'm asking which one. But yeah, he does have he has money from elsewhere, not just the UFC.
Yeah, and he said that it's not just his family. Like he does other things besides UFC. He's positioned himself well where he makes money. Otherwise, um, but yeah, man, the guy is just really good.
Did you guys see Robert Whitaker's mouth?
Yes, we do. We did. He shifted his teeth completely,
Yeah, that sucks. I can't.
which was that one I was kind of upset about. I really like Whitaker. I do like him. I don't like Kamzat as much. Um,
I like him. I like them both. I think I'm more of a Robert Whitaker fan than
yeah,
Hamza Chimaev. But I mean, that just goes to show like the strength, the sheer strength behind something like that. I mean, bro, not only did he had to have done that so fast.
Yeah.
So fast. He tapped so fast. And I don't know. There's just no denying. No denying. I mean, I don't know. Who do you think should get the title shot next? Him or Sean Strickland? Sean Strickland,
he's coming
Just-
off a loss.
no, he's coming off a win. He just beat Paulo Costa.
That's right. That's right.
He lost his title and then won his first fight back. I mean, usually that means you get another title shot.
Yeah, but You don't think Izzy gonna fight? I think Izzy gonna get it.
No,
If anything.
Izzy's gotta no, Izzy just went for the title and lost again. So Izzy's gotta fight against Kyle Bahayo, the guy that just beat Jared Cannonier.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's the fight
Well,
they're
then
they're
then it's
talking about.
Strickland, really. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna let Chimaev in there just yet.
I mean, they were saying that this was a title eliminator, but it's at the same time they're also talking about how Sean Strickland is gonna be fighting next. So I don't know. I don't know. Nobody lost their O.
Mm.
Everyone undefeated that night stayed undefeated,
Mm-hmm.
which was, I think, crazy in its own right. It was 4 or 5 undefeated guys
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole main card, and they all stayed undefeated.
What's the guy's name? Shara, whatever the one night.
Shara Putin,
Shara Putin.
Magomedov.
Mm-hmm. He's not allowed to fight in the United States.
No, because of
So next time we see him is gonna be again abroad somewhere. You know,
yes,
because of his eye.
yeah, it'll probably be in another Saudi card or Abu
Yeah.
Dhabi, some shit like that. You know, that's where they're gonna sanction that guy to fight. I don't see him. I don't see them sanctioning him anywhere else.
Like
Anywhere.
London, Australia, nowhere else. Yeah, it has to be a Muslim country of some sort, or some country that has a little more laxed rules for
I
him
don't
to
know if
fight.
it's lax rules. I think it's one of those things where it's like, I guess you can say lax rules, but I think it's just where money plays a lot more of a role. And so it's like, bro, I want this guy to fight, and I'm funding him, backing him, sponsored like maybe one of these big Saudi guys sponsors him and stuff like that. So it's really just like, do you have the money and like pay off the guys to allow this guy to fight? Like,
Well, no, I mean, even if they had the money, I don't think they would allow him fight in the United States, even if they
no,
had
no,
the
that's
money.
what I'm saying. Yeah, in the United States they still wouldn't. No,
Yeah.
you're not paying the commission and to let some guy fight.
Mm. Which is a dumb rule. I mean, the guy wants to fight, let him fight. You know.
I think so. I mean, I think that if you've proven yourself to this point so far,
I mean, the guy did
what are they gonna do though when the guy's
double
champion?
I mean, the guy did a double like
Spinning
reverse
back fist.
spinning back fist.
Yeah, did double spinning back fist, which is hilarious because he was actually practicing that.
Yeah.
And then it's funny too because there's a character in Tekken. You ever heard of Tekken, the fighting game?
Yeah, of course.
That does that move. I think it was Tekken. I saw a clip,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it was one of the newer Tekkens. But yeah, he does it exactly like he did it in the fight.
Yeah. So
Good fighter. I think when he gets to one of those high level
top five,
guys,
yeah, that's gonna be a
it's
different.
gonna be starting to get harder and harder to maul. But we said the same thing about Hamzat, and he just mauled the number 3 welterweight. Sorry, middleweight.
Yeah. Um, I don't know, cause
And-
Sean Strickland, and even what's his name, the from South Africa, the guy,
Drake.
Jerichus Duplessis, and Usman, not Usman, but Israel. They're all very good fighters. Now, I don't know how would that end if he was
Hamzat against one of these guys.
yeah against one of those guys. I don't know. I think it will be a fight. I think it will be a fight to the end, the last round. It's gonna go to decision. Either one of those guys is gonna go to decision.
Who's got more experience dealing with like sporadic takedowns? You know what I mean? That's your thing here is takedown.
Probably
defense.
Duplessis, because he comes from a. Oh.
At the same time, Izzy's been the kickboxer fighting all the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Sean Strickland has been said to have great wrestling. I don't know.
Yeah, and that actually would be a good fight between Hamzat and Strickland.
Have you seen the clip of Sean going up to him and goes, "Bro, we all know you're better than most. You're better than everyone. You're better than everyone in here. Most like, calm down." I guess Hamzat was like mauling all the guys in his gym.
Mm.
I also saw a caption that said like Sean Strickland reacting to getting pieced up by Hamzat or whatever because he's going too hard or some shit. I don't know.
Because that Sean Strickland fight with Hamzat would be a good one because Sean Strickland just keeps going forward. So does Hamzat.
My thing is that Philly shells. So like when Dorian was talking about this the other day, right? When you bring that foot so far back and you start doing that kickboxing, boxing, like having your feet directly under you stance, you're very susceptible to takedowns.
Yeah.
So
and Strickland does that shit a lot.
Yeah, he's got his feet together the whole time, and he's just got his shoulders planted right over his hips, versus now we see MMA fighters have, like Dorian was saying, wider stance and all this stuff, but then they're more susceptible to low kick. I love that conversation with him. It's pretty cool.
Mm.
But I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
What did you think of the Lerone Murphy Dan Ige fight?
I didn't get to watch them.
You didn't
That much.
watch that fight?
No, I didn't get to watch any of the fights. All I've seen is the highlights.
Oh,
I
because
haven't
you were
watched the
watching.
whole thing yet.
You were watching. You
I
were
was in a
at the
seminar.
seminar.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch all of them.
Any of it all? Any of them at all?
Any of it all. I just seen the highlights.
Yeah.
That's it.
You sound so sad.
It is a sad
He
day.
said, I didn't get to see it. I want to see it. That's what he sounds like.
This is what Miggy does all day, just so you know, at work. Yeah, he just imitates Chase like that all day.
No, I am
Hilarious.
pretty sad. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have watched
You
it.
sound sad, bro. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, dude. You sound sad.
Except it was just really cool to hang out Dean Lister with Dean Lister, you know, and having him teach.
Yeah.
Dean Lister is not someone. I did not picture him to be that.
Yeah. What did you picture?
Any seminar I've ever had, people are very, like, very everyday conversational. Dean Lister had a fucking vocabulary, like he was very articulate.
Okay.
Like even the words that he was using and the way he was constructing his sentences, very intelligent. He was explaining things very intelligently. The guy is an American that speaks 5 languages. He lived all over the world. He speaks Portuguese. He speaks Spanish, fluently.
Yeah.
Any place he's ever lived, he picked up the languages. So he's naturally very intelligent person. And come to find out, he used to do sambo back in the day in California. So when he transitioned from sambo to jiu-jitsu, he was leg locking everyone. And I asked him about
What are the rules with sambo and leg locks?
You can do them.
All of them?
Pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. So, and I asked him specifically that, you know, why would you avoid 50% of the body? Because one night we're just hanging out and talking with Danaher, and Danaher is like pretty much like, whoa, why do you do that? He goes, I looked at him and I go, why would you avoid 50% of someone's body? And he goes, his head just kind of turned and I could see his eyes just like moving and it started clicking in his head. And then when he did go to Rogan's podcast, Danaher, then it's like, well, I was talking to Dean Lister, and he goes, when somebody comes to your life with in a very short period of time, they come to your life and you change your life completely. He goes, that's what Danaher told Rogan about Dean Lister. Dude, he was a very intelligent guy to talk to. Like he could keep a conversation about everything, and his stories were wild, bro. Like the stories that he had were crazy.
I was at Ozzy's house last night, and he was telling me he learned a lot from him. How was the seminar? What did he teach? Like, what was there any specific techniques that he went over? I'm assuming leg lock stuff, right? So
yeah, he went with a straight ankle lock.
Okay.
Then transitioned to heel hooks, and then transitioned to 411 heel hooks. And but the way he does his leg locks are completely different, and the reason they're completely different because of the story that he told on the mats. So he goes, there was this Brazilian guy. He goes, you know, one of those people that are like kind of scumbag, but you kind of call him your friend, but they're still kind of like a scumbag. Like, well, whatever. Now he's a friend. And apparently, they were going back and forth with leg locks, and this guy took his thumb and stuck it right between his legs, like just jammed it in there. And then he was like, ah. And then after that, years later, the guy comes back with his girlfriend, and he's like, hey, come, you want to roll? Come, you want to roll? Here, come, you want to roll? Like he egged him on, and he was with his girl, and he developed this new way of leg locking people where he cannot do that, and he ends up like snapping the guy's foot off right in front of his girl, you know. So it was really like it was a really interesting way of doing it, and the way he locks, like he showed 2 ways of locking, you know, your traditional locking this way, but then he showed another one where you're kind of like grabbing the leg and then you're going underneath and you rear naked choking the leg, which is a much stronger grip, and I can do it better because my body works better with that one.
Interesting. I mean, how deep into his going like deep into his armpit and
No,
doing
it's the same. It's the same in an armpit. Like picture this. You grab it and then you just kind of feed this through under the leg and you just lock it. Because the leg is still here. You just lock it and you're using this part of the arm to give the submission. But that submission is different because if your body allows it, now you can. It's a much stronger, much tighter. Because with this one, there's technique comes in where you gotta come in and you gotta kind of bring it to your chest, and then you gotta kind of break your wrist like this to get the perfect.
That's what Ozzy was showing me. Like instead of just holding it like this, doing this
Yeah,
with your
but
wrist.
the thing is, a lot of people when they come in, they keep their arm on their belly, but that's not good. It's got to come out here. But with this one, even if you're keeping it on a belly, as this arm fishes through, it naturally raises the leg to the proper position.
Okay.
And then he showed another leg lock where he's not doing it on your ankle, but he's doing it on your mid calf.
Okay.
So apparently there's a nerve that connects your long calf muscle with the short calf muscle right in the middle there, and you're basically like crushing that nerve. And it's an instantaneous sit.
When I saw this cool thing today, when you guys, if you connect your thumb to your ring finger and you flex forward and you feel right here, do you have one or two tendons? Is it like one tendon or just two?
There's one right here and one right here.
Yeah.
One is more prominent, the other one is less
You know,
prominent.
not everyone has that.
No?
No. So apparently, there's a very known phenomenon that a lot of people don't have this muscle that connects from your wrist down to like the back of your forearm.
Is that good or bad?
I didn't. He didn't say. He just said that a lot of times, like either you will be missing one, or you may not have either one on either hand.
Who said that?
This guy that was like it looked like he was doing like an autopsy on a body, not an autopsy, but he was examining because he was like showing the real muscle on like a corpse, and then he explained on how you can kind of figure out whether or not you have it or not. I don't think I do. I only have like one tendon here.
My one is a little less prominent than the other one, but there's
When he did it, it was when he showed it. There's real like there's two prominent right here.
Well, here,
like,
touch it. You can see it. Go up.
Yeah, I
See
feel
it?
this one. Yeah,
And then go over to the
I
side.
know what you're talking about. I think you might have both.
Yeah.
I don't know,
I
but
don't,
I thought it was
know. It's a
interesting.
good thing or a bad thing. I don't know.
I don't know if it's necessarily a good or bad.
Is that
thing.
why my fucking I have tennis elbow? Because I got these two ligaments?
I think if anything, they
if
would
I
help.
do this, I have two ligaments right here. You can tell.
I don't know. That's a cool little experiment though for people to try.
But anyway, that seminar was legit. But the conversation afterwards, like we hung out with him for a couple of hours, man. It was better. I tried to get him on Michael Sartain's podcast. Hopefully, he responds back.
Nice.
Yeah, because we talked a lot about like, relationships between guys and girls. Because he's been all over the world. He dated models everywhere. Like he hung out with George St. Pierre and all of the people. Like he's been there when these guys are like famous, and he was talking about the fame and the girls and this and that and the third, bro. But the guy, literally, he's built like a caveman with an intelligence, with a very high IQ, like very big bones. Like his elbow bone, it was literally sticking out like a gigantic ball, like a tennis ball, just sticking out. Kind of looked like a knee. Just picture your knee instead of your elbow.
Okay.
Like just a very
Is that just
grappler.
the built up tendonitis all over his elbow?
No, bro, it's just a bone. It's just gigantic bones.
I mean, I've never seen him in person, but over photo, I mean, that's kind of look caveman.
Bro, his neck was the size of my thigh. And that's not a joke. Like his neck was the size of my thigh. His head matched his neck. Like very wide shoulders going down like just a very V. You know what I mean? Like a very, very intelligent, yeah, like very intelligent guy, super chill, very low key.
Have you guys watched the podcast yet with Trump and Rogan?
No, but I know.
Watched like a quarter of it.
No, I haven't watched it, but I know Kamala apparently doesn't want to go to Austin. They want him to fly, and they want to do only 1 hour. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he don't want to do that.
No, for what?
He said that he'd think it'd be best to be done in Austin or whatever.
Yeah, for what? Because Rogan is not gonna take shit, right? Like, just like he didn't take shit for Trump with Trump. He did like check him several times. My understanding is.
But I haven't watched it yet. But I asked Moon out, and he's like, "Oh, have you watched the podcast yet?" And I was like, "Bro, I'll be honest. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan, and if I'm gonna go watch some of his pods that I haven't watched in months, not gonna be the Trump one right now. Like,
yeah.
And he told me, he's like, it's not entertaining whatsoever. he told me there was plenty of times where like Joe was checking him and telling him, "Yo, like stop going so far, answer the original
Yeah,
question," and he still wouldn't answer the question.
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Now, I don't think Kamala can do that. This is why they want to limit the amount of time. That's why they want him fly. That's why they want. Because here's the thing. I don't think they want to do this interview at all. They just saying, "Oh, we tried." You know, that's their excuse, right? "Oh, we tried." But look at Trump. He went to Patrick Bet David, which has what 7 million subscribers on YouTube. Rogan, over 12 million subscribers. Flagrant, what over 4 million, 5 million subscribers. He's done all these big podcasts. And on top of that, Kamala has 80 billionaires that are supporting him, and only 50 on the Trump side. And the craziest thing, guess what? Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg are on the sidelines. They're not supporting either one of the candidates.
Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg.
Correct. Isn't it crazy? Mark Zuckerberg starts doing jujitsu, becomes a full libertarian. How's this even a thing? So I don't know, man. Like there are things shifting in our political environment, and you know what? And I threw my vote away, motherfuckers. I did that.
Through your vote.
Yeah, I voted libertarian. I don't even know the guy's name. I'm not even gonna lie. I just saw Libertarian Party. Check.
Harambe.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna vote for either one of them. Why?
I thought you had voted for Dorian.
Well, I
That
did
was
a
a
thing
fake-
for
fake one.
yeah, I did a thing for Dorian, for Adam, and for Brian Dyer.
I'll take Dorian.
Yeah, he'd be a good president. I think
Out
he'd
of
be
the
a
three
funny
options.
president, bro. No,
problem
Adam.
is you
Adam
don't-
is good too. Adam would come in with
the
dad
pro-
jokes, bro.
Nah, Dorian too. But the problem is with Dorian, you don't know when he's joking or being serious. I feel like.
Can you imagine he's talking to Iran?
Would not be good.
Yeah, he wouldn't make it too far into any of those conversations.
Oh, and a crazy thing, another thing was Biden comes out and pretty much tries to throw Elon under the bus by saying, "Oh, he came here on a student visa. He's kind of illegally here." Motherfucker, are you talking about the guy that employs thousands and thousands of people that work in United States and make a living? Is that who you talking about? Like this is how bad they're afraid of this whole.
Biden came out and said this.
Yeah.
Where he like tweeted something.
No, it was a live interview.
Oh really?
Yeah, live interview. And then Musk, of course, tweeted back, was like, oh, and then the head of NASA pretty much said, "Well, we've heard he's been in talks with Putin, but it's something that needs to be investigated. We don't know what they talked about." So, and Elon tweeted, "Oh, so now I'm a Russian spy. Yay." You know, something like that.
Hezbollah announced a new leader.
Yeah, how long until his beeper blows up?
Bro, that's
Just
funny.
beeper blows
That's
up.
like putting a target on somebody's head.
Yeah,
dude.
like you're it. You know that what was that game that we were playing? Like when you run catch and you catch somebody, you're it. Tag. Yeah, tag, you're it.
Tag. Boom.
Yeah, tag, boom.
You know how they have freeze tag, bomb tag.
And then there was this guy right here. See that second picture? This guy right here on CNN pretty much goes out and said, "Well, is your beeper gonna blow up?" to the guy that supports Palestine. Like there's been some crazy shit happening lately, bro.
What do you think of Tony Hinchcliffe controversy?
I haven't heard what
I
he
haven't
has
heard that.
said.
Yeah, I haven't heard that
Can you?
one.
Is there any chance you could like play a snippet for us? You don't have to necessarily have the stream listen
it's
to
a
it.
bit. It's a speech, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
not.
Can you rephrase it?
I can give you a breakdown. He said that illegal immigrants like to come a lot, like the same way that they're coming into this country. That's one.
Okay.
He said, "Did you know that there is a floating island of garbage out there in the Caribbean? It's called Puerto Rico."
Oh wow. Oh, there's another controversy with how Trump went into the McDonald's. That was another thing. He went into McDonald's serving French fries to people. So apparently someone took a picture of this white lady from like back in the day, doctored the photo, the face of Kamala on top of it, pretending that she used to work in McDonald's. But apparently they fucking did the research and figured out that this is like a basically Photoshop picture.
Did you see that Donald Trump himself tweeted out that make the ice cream machines work again? Some shit like that.
No,
Yeah.
That fucking-
And it was a picture of him like serving at McDonald's. or
Bro,
whatever.
like even CNN, even liberal media came out and said that was a great stunt. Like that was a great
What,
marketing stunt.
going to work at McDonald's.
Yeah, because it's like eyeballs equal money,
So
right? Like that's
I heard that the McDonald's fiasco, it was all set up, and only like certain people were notified of Trump being at that McDonald's. The whole entire McDonald's was basically shut down.
well, yeah. I mean that makes sense, right? With the Secret Service and
But only select few people, which Republicans, were notified. It's not like a transparent thing.
yeah, no, I get it.
It's not like, oh,
But
I'm
like,
gonna go, work at McDonald's for a day, and I'm gonna meet Americans. No, I'm gonna meet Republicans.
That man did a press conference at the McDonald's and put a uniform on.
yeah.
That's
So
pretty
I
good.
mean, there was a part where it was this Indian guy with an Asian lady. Like I'm guessing they were married, they're a couple or whatever. He's serving them the fries, and then they're shaking his hand. Oh my God, President Trump, blah blah blah. And then the wife comes out and goes, "Thank you for taking a bullet." Like really, lady, you had nothing else to say. Thank you for taking a bullet,
That's just
bro.
fucked.
Bro, it's just like what?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for taking a bullet. Literally, that's what she said. I was like, you got to be out of your fucking mind, man.
Many men, many,
Man. Wish death on me.
50 Cent of
Yeah,
fucking
it's been
presidents.
proven that Elon came to this country and went to what school did he go to in California? Across the street where all the venture capitals are. He was accepted in one of the Ivy League schools where he created Zap, a company that employed Americans. It starts with S.
Yale or
No, it starts with S. Stanford University. Elon got a full scholarship to Stanford University, full ride. And he created a company while he was in Stanford that employed people, American people. Literally right now, if you go, right now, if you go, anyone can become a U.S. citizen by creating a business in impoverished or communities that need help. Anyone can invest money and create a business, thus fast tracking their own documents to becoming a United States citizen. This is a part of United States citizen constitution. As a matter of fact, you can apply for a visa for specifically for people that are extraordinary to get a United States citizenship. Many people from Lithuania, such as basketball players, have come and played in the United States and gotten a United States citizenship simply for playing basketball. So yeah, is Elon really illegally in the United States?
What does being extraordinary constitute?
Well, for example,
What if
let's,
I have a very cool party trick?
yeah, that's not extraordinary. If you're doing card tricks, that might not be extraordinary. But if you're a good basketball player, then it is. You're a good football player, then it is.
So you can't just make a coin disappear.
Nah,
I can do that.
I don't think that's gonna fly though.
Why?
I-
It's based on whose opinion.
Now, if you can make the ball disappear into the basket, one after another one, then you're good.
But what if I don't think that's skillful and I think like making the coin it disappear?
Yeah, but I
is
don't think it's
skillful?
what you think is skillful. I think
Then
it's what
who
the
think?
population thinks is skillful. Like it's more of like an overall vote. You know what I
Who
mean?
votes on this.
Like I don't think anybody really cares that they're.
You don't think it's just some Karen at a desk deciding?
Okay,
No.
what if I juggle three
think so.
watermelons? What if I juggle three watermelons while holding a board with the ball in the head that I have to balance?
That's called circus act. You're probably traveling. I don't know if they're gonna give
Is
you.
that not
citizenship.
extraordinary?
I'd say
Nah.
so.
That's really extraordinary,
I'd say
bro.
so. I'd say so. If you can
Um,
juggle, to me, that's wild.
3 watermelons. That's impressive. Watermelons are heavy, dog.
Yeah, I mean, if you can juggle, bro.
Yeah, and
that's
he
extraordinary
created
to
a
me.
fucking company, just like I went through right now by saying that if you create a company in the United States that employs people, you get citizenship. That's part of the Constitution. Not Constitution, but part of immigration laws. It's just the way it is. And the initial investment, I think, is like 100 grand. Maybe it's a little bit more now.
For what? A
For becoming, yeah, so if you
tuition?
create it, so if you come in from a different country and you create, for example, let's say there are communities that are missing doctors, and you're a doctor, you come in and create a private practice and become a doctor that's going to serve these communities, you're going to get first a visa to be able to do that, and then you're going to get fast track to get your citizenship because you're serving these communities. This motherfucker came in and employed thousands and thousands of people between his SpaceX, between his Tesla now, Before that, between Zip, PayPal, all of those.
But I'm sure he just got a regular citizenship like
Yeah,
anybody else would. Like he just went through the process.
yeah. I mean, is he illegal? Everyone is fucking illegal in this country until they get documents, unless you win the lottery.
Unless you win the lottery, what do you mean? Like
So
the
if you
Visa,
win the
like
United
the
States,
Visa lottery?
yeah, United States gives a lottery out to become a citizen. So
Yeah.
if you're in a different country, you apply for it, and if you get that, there's a little process here, but then you become a green card holder, and then you become a citizen. The second route to become a citizen is to marry someone, which usually happens when people are becoming illegal when they pass their visa. Then they're looking for someone to marry to become legal.
I've been to one of those
Yeah,
weddings allegedly.
yeah. And then the third way is to get your H1. I think it's like a H1B visa, whatever. That's for scientists and basketball. Like that's for somebody that's adding to the country, meaning they're adding some sort of a value for the country and advancing the country. So there's three ways you can really, and the fourth way is by establishing a business, which kind of falls into that. There's no U.S. law automatically make you a citizen for creating a company. Bro, look it up. Please look it up, man. Literally, I'm
I
okay.
don't. I
Jay,
don't.
you don't need to answer every single comment.
Yeah,
Just to let you know.
yeah. It's fucking. It's like talking to a wall. Anyway, so
Mickey, you have any questions for us?
yeah,
No, I don't. I really don't. I'll be honest with you,
You
bro.
lacking on the questions? It's been a
No.
little while since you've hit us with your questions, bro. You gotta be ready.
I don't really have any questions.
Japan's Mount Fuji remains snowless
Snowless.
later in the year than ever reported before. Interesting.
Mount Fuji. Can you climb it?
I'm
I
sure.
didn't know
it's
how-
not that steep.
I didn't know how big of a culture of fishing was in Japan as well.
Oh,
That shit's crazy, bro.
they got some animes out there.
Really? Fishing animes?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know that. Have you watched them?
No, I'm not talking about like the actual anime. I'm talking about the people. People are anime.
Google Japanese trout fishermen and just go to pictures. Bro, you gotta see their gear, man. These boys don't play around.
Have you seen the gringos, bro?
Bro, you talking about gringos? Look at the Japanese dudes. These boys don't play around. I'm talking about, you know how you go out there and people like matching clothes outside when they go out partying and stuff like that? This is Japanese fishermen, bro. Like in a full gear, like full Shimano gear.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how these fly fishermen in the U.S. do it too, bro.
yeah?
They go out there with like $5,000 worth of shit on their fucking waders, bro.
Yeah, like on their little vest and
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Yeah, the Japanese guys don't fuck around, man.
Bass fishing is a really big thing in Japan, apparently. Which
I've
I
seen a
didn't
lot of
understand
videos
that.
of these guys in Japan casting, and they just whip the fuck out of their rod.
Yeah.
And they just whip that shit into a little tiny hole.
Like I always see this one video of this guy. He has one of the Corrado DCs that make the wing.
Yeah.
And every time he casts, he goes like this. And he has his buddy sitting next to him. He goes and just puts it next to his buddy's ear every time he casts.
Got money, man.
No, I saw like a video today of
flex.
this guy that was walking around Japan. He's like, "Oh, top 3 places you have to go to buy like lures and fishing stuff in Japan." And he was saying that like because a lot of these known brands that we use here in the U.S. like Shimano and Daiwa are from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
You know that the stuff is like from 30 to 50% off the price that you would buy in the
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
And then you also get your 10% back for the taxes. Like if you show your U.S. passport, this and that, you can get back, or you can get your money back from taxes.
Well, that would be good if, let's say, you're taking a trip to Japan and then you just buy all that shit and bring it back as part of it. But then if you go into Japan, like how much shit do you want to bring back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how much shit is that gonna cost you to bring back?
I thought it was cool. I saw one the other day too that this guy was like, "Yeah, my buddy went on a trip to Japan and I told him to do like a mystery box. I gave him a budget and he did like a mystery box of random lures and crazy Japanese fishing stuff." Yeah, look at that fucking bass, man. Yeah, they do a lot of bass fishing out there.
I like Japanese culture. You know why I like them? Is because these motherfuckers will go to extreme lengths to become really good at what they do.
They are perfectionists of what
Yeah.
they do, right? When
Like
they
even
do something, they want to do it the best.
people that make coal, they want to be the best fucking coal maker that it can possibly be. Just
I mean,
random shit.
and that's interesting because it's with everything that we can like we look at from Japan as like really nice product. Like for example, watches, make them great watching making out of Japan. the fishing stuff. I mean, some great cars out of Japan that we've admired for a long time. Technology as a
Whiskey,
whole.
bro. Whiskey. One of the
Whiskey.
best whiskeys in the world
Yeah,
is Japanese whiskey.
we all love sushi.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
unfortunately now, if you want to buy Japanese whiskey, it's costing you 3 times the price because of the tax that they put on top of it. So it's coming in at the huge markups.
you guys know what syntax is?
Syntax, like in a sentence.
Syntax.
Oh, syntax. Yes, I know what's a syntax. Like for guns, alcohol, and
Paraphernalia.
paraphernalia and all those things.
He
Yeah,
was about to say prostitutes.
yeah, that's a syntax in
I mean,
in
I'm
Las
sure
Vegas.
if you're
Nah,
in Vegas, it's
that's
probably a
just-
syntax on
yeah,
that shit.
100.
That's just bitches being taxed.
Well, there's a syntax on things like if you're selling those things online, there's a syntax on that. As a matter of fact, not every processor will take you on to it because you consider it a high risk, thus you paying extra for it.
I mean, we heard about that in Vegas where they were saying like the dispensaries, even though they're legal,
Mm-hmm.
right, within the state of Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
but because of it still being federally illegal, they have to go through loopholes with the whole credit card system and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Basically, the way they set it up is like they set it up as like an ATM transaction versus it actually processed
Yeah, they
into
pay
their account.
high fees with that shit.
Yeah.
They pay high fees. I mean, some of the fees go up to 10%. That's how high. Like, that's why they have to price everything so much
Yep.
more. You know,
On top of the syntax,
which is to me, man, like to me, just I guess if you legalize it federally, then it would be.
that's something that might be happening here
Yeah, I voted yes for that. I did. I don't give a shit. And bro, so I'm scrolling through Instagram. I get this commercial on Instagram. This is what they want to do with Florida. Vote no number 3, because otherwise they're gonna convert this into like they show tents and shit. Suddenly, some people that smoke weed that's gonna convert into fucking shooting up
Crackhead.
heroin and
Yeah,
crack.
crackheads.
I'm like,
since
what
you
the fuck
since
are
you
you
brought it
talking
up,
about?
have you guys read into Amendment 3?
All
I
know
did.
is
All of these amendments, man, I did. So what I did, I actually took the Chat GPT and told him to fucking make it human speak. You know what I mean? And so here's the thing. All of these amendments, they have good things and bad things. So you kind of have to you weigh it and say, okay, do I want the good? Is it outweigh the bad that it's gonna
Right.
bring with it?
weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah, because they
What
all
were the
sneak
cons?
shit in.
What were the cons to Amendment 3 that you saw there?
I don't remember right now because I didn't pay much attention because I was like, I
I
got a lot of
watched-
friends that do that and I don't want them to go to jail
I
for just a
watched-
fucking dime bag. That's just fucking
I
dumb.
watched the whole entire press conference that DeSantis did, and he brought on about 4 or 5 other people to talk about the subject. He brought general surgeon, police officer, this mom whose kids got killed by drugs, and some other random dude that really didn't have anything professional about him. He was just some random. And he talked about how this bill was proposed by a company who has basically lobbied
That's it.
$100 million
That's
in
it, that's
order
it,
to
yeah.
propose the bill, because there was no way that they could propose the bill without this backing. So his concern to him is that these people want to implement weed, making it recreational, but under the conditions that they don't have any liability for a lot of the things that happen due to weed. So things like cultivation, if it's bad, they're not liable for it. People are also going to be required to only purchase from that specific company because it's in theory like the only place that's legal that has it. So people are going to have documentation.
So they're
stuff
doing
like that.
monopoly.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, but they're also
So that's his concern.
but they're also investing $100 million fucking dollars.
Correct.
If there's another company that got $100 million to blow, invest that shit.
Now, my concern is DeSantis is right in the fact that they are taking all liability away from themselves. So anything that happens, and this is a Canadian company.
Yeah.
This is not a company that's in the US either.
But let's sit down and chop it up and look at it logically, right?
Now,
Like-
I sorry to interrupt you, it's just before my thoughts
Yeah. Go ahead.
go, but the lady that runs this company, apparently they do lab testing and stuff like that, and they have been inspected, and they're very up there in how they take care of their business.
So let's look at this logically. Let's take alcohol and tobacco. Tobacco's
that was
been,
actually gonna be my question.
yeah,
How's
tobacco's
tobacco
been
being done?
fucking proven to have 30 different carcinogens in it, if not more, that cause cancer, this and that,
And they ain't liable.
and they ain't liable. Alcohol, people get drunk and kill people on a daily
They
basis. Are
ain't
they like?
liable.
They're not. So here's the thing: when you're 18 and you can go to the army and they can give you a gun where you can shoot at somebody and kill them, and you would decide you want to go buy weed and do some fuck shit with weed, right? End up killing somebody or harming somebody, or harming yourself.
What you
Well,
ain't gonna
guess
do?
what? Sorry, bro, it's up to you. Like, it's your own damn fucking fault. You know what I mean?
The whole liable thing was kind of weird to me. Now the
I just think get
monopolizing,
that
I
and tax the
understand.
shit out of it, man. Now the state has the extra tax money where you don't have to worry about it and funnel some of that money to education.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, whether it happens or not, but you can.
Right. That's in theory, but they wouldn't use that money towards education.
Well, whatever they're gonna use it for. At the end of the day, they're gonna tax the shit out of them, right? And if you want to
That's for
smoke
sure.
weed, you're gonna be the one that pays the taxes.
Yeah, it's a
So-
recreational thing, anyways. No one has to do it.
Exactly.
Another point that was also brought up was the fact that, although yes, you can tax weed and make it legal, it doesn't take away from the fact that people are gonna go around it buying the black market because the black market is gonna undercut the.
Yeah, but this is
The
not
shops.
fucking Kentucky, and if that was the case, we would have moonshiners fucking selling alcohol in every corner of fucking Florida.
You already have drug dealers.
You do, but what I'm trying to say, back in the day, you had a bunch of
But
moonshiners.
this is where people are gonna have to really weigh the pros and cons, because at the end of the day, the average person does not enjoy the interaction of what is a drug deal.
Correct.
So that average person is gonna say, I'd rather pay, I don't know,
$10 more,
10,
whatever.
15% more to just go and get it legally and not have to fucking watch over my shoulder and shit or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
People are gonna do that, bro. Like it just, even if it is a little bit more affordable.
Bro,
At the end of the day, people smoking weed have the money to spend on it.
this is what we come down to. In my opinion, I think majority of United States wants to fucking smoke weed. This is what I think. I don't know if this is true or not. I think majority of United, yeah, there are some boomers that don't want this to happen, but then again, there are boomers that want to fucking smoke weed, right? Like, there's every generation has ones that don't.
I've met plenty of boomers that smoke weed.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So at the end of the day, I think we're in a good place right now to accept that shit. Where this is the democracy, right? Bottom line is, if people vote for it and it passes, then it passes. Period. Like, that's what we have voting for, right? Like, it's kind of like with Trump. You might not like Trump, but you have no right not to like 84 million people that vote for him.
Another funny point that was brought up by DeSantis was the way the bill is being proposed. It's not complete. It's not right. And he brought up how don't a lot of people don't like how the smell of weed, smells like. So
But
he,
they like cigarettes and
so-
cigars. I don't get that. Or alcohol.
So he
And
wants.
come on.
So he wants to propose potentially making it only recreational in homes, which I think that's fine. Like, whatever
Well,
you
that's-
do in the privacy of your home.
That's
is
been the
whatever.
way for a long time, because a lot of states aren't like, for example, let's say you go to Amsterdam, right? They have what they call coffee shops, which aren't always coffee shops. There a lot of them are dispensaries that you can go in, you can sit, you can order coffee, you can order your blunts, you can order whatever you want, and you can sit there and smoke it and enjoy yourself there. Most of the states, I think it wasn't until the other day, like a few weeks back, that I heard that one of these states started to allow that. Basically, in most scenarios, you're not supposed to be either doing it on the street because that's public intoxication, or in any facilities because they don't allow it still.
One of the comments under that press conference said, "It doesn't fucking matter. People are still doing it anyways at the beach, at the parks,
Well,
anywhere."
It comes down to cigarettes. I mean, let's look at it. When do you see people smoking cigarettes? It's either at their homes or outside of the restaurant, where they'll go out by where the smoking area is and smoke, right? What makes you think that weed's gonna be any different? They're gonna go in those areas and do it. And if they think the
It is
smell,
different because it's public intoxication, right? So you can't just be standing out front of a restaurant smoking weed, because
well, you can stand up front of a restaurant and drink a beer.
not legally.
What do you mean? Have you been like, I just came back from New Orleans. The entire
that's
street
di-
smelled like fucking shit
That's
out there.
different. And for example, things like First Friday here, where
Yeah.
you can walk around with a beer on the street.
That's what I'm
But that's
saying.
not always the case scenario.
No, yeah, no, it's not. I mean, they don't give you little to-go cups, and if they do give you to-go cups, they're usually made out of plastic or aluminum so they don't break and do the like.
But still, I'm just saying, like it's you can't have people getting intoxicated on the street, dog. You know what I mean? Amendment 3 makes it legal for people 21 to buy rec weed. It raises the
Yeah,
possession limit to
I don't see
3
a problem with
ounces.
that.
Or
Oh,
was,
sorry.
Three possession limit to 3 ounces,
and
and
it
it
allows it to be regulated weed and legal to tax the sales. That's it.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see an issue with that. I don't see an issue with that. Some company wants to put $100 million of their money to make that legal. They're the ones that are like pioneering the shit. Clearly, if you're pioneering the shit, you should make your money, and then everyone's gonna jump on board slowly, one at a time, and that's gonna be the end of that. But just the bottom line is this.
My only issue is like the whole thing with monopolizing is because weed smokers are just like people who eat food that like food. They like options.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I
I
mean?
never
So
see them smoke weed and fucking drink drinks. They usually smoke and they go fucking eat. That's the end of that.
so my thing is like what if not what if but like let's say that this company produces shit product.
Well, here we go. If the company produces shit product, is because United States authorities allow them to produce shit product, right? So it all comes out. It's kind of like food. The reason our food is much shittier than the food in Europe is because we allow them to produce shitty food. Change the fucking
Well,
regulations.
even with the weed thing, I mean, when weed first became legal, I remember a lot of articles coming through saying that basically the lab testing was very corrupt in
Hmm.
the cannabis industry.
Oh my God, lab
So
testing is corrupt in cannabis industry. What about the lab testing in our food industry? That's not corrupt,
well, no,
or the drug industry.
so it's simple things like this. What I mean is, for example, they'd say it was 90% potent and it wasn't even 60% potent, right?
Yeah,
Things like that. And so
I mean,
where does that
really, like
regulation come
they're
in then?
they're cutting on potency. Like I would say, like oh, I would consider it corrupt if they're like if they're using certain chemicals to wash things, to do things, and then they're pulling it, they're not completely cleaning it. When now you have the chemicals in it which could harm you, I would say that's corrupt. But if they fucking undercutting you on the potency of the weed, well, it is what it is, bro. Like
No, fuck no. You're paying for that.
yeah, but at the end of the day, if that's legal, you have a choice. Go to your drug dealer
It's
and
not
then do
legal
this.
though. By law, they're supposed to match their lab testing, but they were corruptly not. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like paying.
Whatever,
From
man.
what I
I'm not
heard,
worried.
it
Yeah,
was
that doesn't concern me too
the
much.
third party companies, like
Yeah,
the lab companies, were being paid out to give like fake results.
that's the consumer like getting butthurt when they're not getting what they're paying for, versus consumer actually suffering from the fucking consequences of them not cleaning it properly and giving you chemicals that could harm you.
I mean, I'm sure that was part of it too, because if they're getting
If that's the part of it, now that's
if they're
different.
getting by lab testing, I'm sure they were taking every shortcut they could. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's going on, Kev? Selling legal weed already has a high price to get it, but still there will be plenty of competing weed. Yeah, it, that's the beauty of capitalism, right? You're gonna have the companies that are gonna pop into this industry, and eventually you're gonna have a oligopoly, kind of like what the telephone companies have. You're gonna have the four major companies or three major companies. They're gonna get into cahoots and sell you the product for a certain amount. At first, it's gonna be deregulated until they start regulating it more. I mean, it's a long road ahead, right? But bottom line, I don't see a problem with that at all. Um, so I really don't see any problems with that.
I heard that also on the ballot was something about abortion.
Yes, there was. There was on a ballot about
What are the
abortion.
specifics on that? Do you know? Like, is it
I think
like
they
based
want to
on
bring it.
time, or is it like saying yes or no completely?
Yeah, it's based on time. And they want to bring it back to federal again versus like just being each state is responsible kind of for their own thing. On that one, I'm all about deregulating everything. I'm all about competition. So I don't think it's that bad of a thing to send it to the states. Each state kind of, because each state, I kind of look at each state. It's like its own country with their own laws and constitutions. Um, so I don't look at it as a universal because kind of like I look at it as a driver's
I feel
license,
like
right?
that's too.
It's a privilege for you to have a driver's license, not a must. So it to me is like if you live in a state that doesn't allow it and majority of people voted for it that live in that state, that's democracy.
I found a website here that's breaking down everything about that specific amendment,
Hmm.
and it's Trueleaf, the one that donated
Truly?
$12 million.
Yeah. So, but then there's other companies that donated as well. Look at
Pure
that.
Leaf 3 million.
Pure
Verano
Leaf.
Holding 3,500. Green
Yeah.
Thumb
And so these
2,250.
companies are gonna be the first ones that are gonna
I mean, those are the
make their
big ones.
money.
Those are the big ones, anyways.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that would come in, anyways.
And then Smart and Safe Florida with 120 million as well.
Yeah, sugar industry is pretty corrupt. As a matter of fact, majority of the sugar industry money is not made by selling the sugar. It's made by fucking avoiding paying taxes, because sugar is a commodity. So they sell it by barrels and things like that, and by bushels. And the way it works is they'll create a company, sell the sugar, and then bankrupt the company, not pay taxes or anything. That's where the cut comes in. It's a big cartel in it when it comes to sugar companies, right? Um,
It's kind of funny though. You can see like the supporters and the donors, and then you can see the opposition and the donors of the opposition.
who are the opposition and who are the donors?
Kenneth Griffin with 12 million. Secure Florida's Future with 3,100,000.
What do you think would entice someone or someone's business to spend $12 million on making sure that this doesn't happen?
Religion.
Simply religion?
Simply,
Religion?
religion
I don't
probably
believe.
plays. Religion
gotta
probably
be
plays a
business.
big role in it.
There's
Gotta
got to
be
be something
business.
business. There's got to be actual money behind that they're gonna lose.
Yeah, you gotta follow the money. So pull him up, see who he is, who
Who's
the
this
person.
fucker? Yeah.
Yeah, who is he, and then what is he doing? We'll be able to figure out very quickly why. All right, what is he doing?
CEO
of Citadel.
What is Citadel LLC? What is that?
Citadel.
we're gonna
Okay,
find
Citadel
out a
owns
lot
a
about
bunch
this
of
guy.
pharmaceutical companies. There you go.
That's exactly what it is.
Citadel owns a bunch of pharmaceutical companies. Why wouldn't he be against it? People are just gonna smoke weed instead of taking painkillers.
Hedge fund manager, entrepreneur, investor, he's the founder and chief.
Citadel Securities. What is that? He also.
It's a hedge fund that owns a bunch of fucking pharmaceuticals. I guarantee you.
Well, let's just open the website here and see what we do.
Yeah, it's a fund, like he was saying.
Yeah.
Investment fund. The fucking probably heavy in pharmaceuticals. Period.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the pharmaceutical
Yeah.
industry doesn't want them to approve it.
That's what I assumed. I assumed that all the people that are going to be against this,
Because
are
it
gonna
becomes
be in the
self-medication, right?
medical
At the end of the
industry.
day, weed becomes the aspirin, the new aspirin.
Patricia
you know?
dug in twice here.
And
One
it-
time for 1 million and just said, "Fuck, they're winning."
It's not enough.
600,000 more.
Pull
Well,
up,
I mean,
pull up
the-
Patricia Duggan.
The,
See who
and
she
and
is.
it's not just painkilling. Like,
Karen.
there's so many. Like, for example, the effect that cannabis has on some Parkinson's patients is
Yeah.
insane. Like, shakes gone.
Yeah.
The shake's gone. Or
she's,
You know how-
she's in the arts.
you know how a lot of I don't know what this condition is called, but basically they get like an insane amount of seizures every day. You know, like literally, like I've seen stories of these kids that will have like 80 seizures in one day. Cannabis helps them with that. Drops them to like 8 seizures in one day.
I know
Tenth
this
of
sounds crazy, but this lady is like a long-time surfer. She probably hates all those surfers that smoke weed and do whatever they want. She wants to have the fucking coast to herself and no fucking weed smokers out there. That's probably what it is.
The smell gives her a headache.
Yeah, the smell gives her a headache. Karen,
Little
get back to
buzz,
what you're doing.
little buzz.
We had a whole mob of Karens outside work today.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was just a bunch of white women. I walked outside and I felt real small.
Why?
Because white women scare me, Jay.
Why? You couldn't rear naked choke them? It'd be easy, bro. They're fat.
No, they call
overweight.
911.
They're fat. They're overweight. They wouldn't be able to pull out the phone. They
And
go
then
to
imagine
sleep.
if the cop is white. I'm real fucked.
Nah, you wouldn't, bro. You got fair skin. You'd be alright.
She got fair skin.
I can play both sides.
Yeah, you can play both sides.
Yeah, right. No, that shit was funny. I just walked outside to go ask my my boss something, and bro, it's just this fat ass line of white women all dressed up and shit.
But see, this is the thing. I don't think it's the politicians that have the say. I think it's the politicians that are elected by people, by majority of people that have the say, which is
The
democracy.
politicians.
Well, yeah, but they get elected by the people.
Yeah, but then they have to say.
Yeah, that's why
After
people
being
elect
elected.
them. So they have the say, the majorities vote. So, I mean, it's how the cookie crumbles. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm all about
Are you gonna-
majority vote.
Are you gonna be voting, Mickey?
Y'all should vote, man. Don't fucking. If you're gonna go throw away your vote, then go throw away your vote. But go vote. Shit's important, bro.
I just
Go vote, bro. It takes 5 fucking minutes. Literally takes 5 minutes. If you do early voting, it takes 5 minutes. You go over this weekend, it'll take you 5 fucking minutes. You go tomorrow, it'll take you 5 minutes. I'm promising you.
Yeah,
I went in there
it
and it
doesn't take
literally
long.
was 5 fucking minutes in and out.
It just feels like my vote don't matter, dog.
Huh?
My vote don't
It
matter.
does. Your vote does matter, man. Majority of the little precincts comes down to like 100 to 1,000 votes. The difference. Each vote matters, man.
Well, Miggy, looks like we gotta go vote.
You gotta go vote, man. I don't care who you vote for, but you gotta go and do it.
Voting for Harambe.
You
Harambe?
vote for Harambe, then. God damn it.
But Jay said, vote on that weed ballot, bro.
Yeah. You just vote on something, man. Well, what I did, I was also a dickhead when I was voting. Like
For a
whoever,
second time?
huh?
For a second time now?
What do you mean?
Because you said you threw it away with the libertarian thing.
Yeah. I threw that away with libertarian, but then I also did other things.
So for a second time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I saw this,
Oh,
like,
they
you know, there were
confirmed.
these rules. Do we keep this person as a judge? I'm like, fuck no. Get rid of him. Get a new one in here.
Oh, you said that already. You said you started getting rid of all the judges.
Yeah. Get rid of all those judges. Get rid of all those motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck this. I don't give a shit.
Why'd you say you fucking up then?
Huh?
Why'd you fuck up then?
Because my vote is gonna go in there and hopefully fucking has power behind it, and these motherfuckers gonna get we get new talent in there.
So I
Maybe
still
something
don't
gonna change.
I still don't understand how you fucked up.
No, I didn't fuck up.
You said you were a dickhead.
I was a dickhead to all these people that want to get reelected.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want them to get reelected. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing some troll shit on that ballot.
Okay.
I was.
Well,
Fuck that.
At least you didn't fucking grab the ballot box and set it on fire.
Huh?
What's the big fucking deal with the president when they go and vote? Like,
Technically, they should vote for the opposing candidate. That's the ethics of voting.
Trump said, "Fuck that shit."
Yeah, when you
All
go
these
vote,
fuckers have been against
when
me.
you go vote, you're supposed to vote for your opposition. That's the right thing to do. Now, do they really do that? No. You know what I mean? But that's the ethics behind it. You're supposed to vote for your opposition.
I know when Obama walked in that booth, he put his fucking name.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And then they read Obama. Oh shit. But
Who do you think? Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up in a sec. Who do you think was gonna run next election?
Who's
Because
gonna run?
Trump has said he's not gonna do it again.
hear me out.
Trump
If
can't.
he loses or wins, he's not.
Tr-
I mean,
Trump
if he wins,
can't
he
run
won't be
anymore.
able to. But
Hear me out.
and for the next one, he might.
What's that billionaire's name? He's tall. He was part of the Sharks.
Mark
be
Cuban.
Cuban pretty much came out and said he would go, and he would.
Didn't he already try and do that once?
I don't think so. He pretty much said that he would like consider it, and I think, in my
Consider
opinion, is
what?
a pretty good
Consider
he's a
what? The
very-
presidency?
yeah, bro.
Said he couldn't do it.
2028. 2028.
If I remember correctly, he said he wouldn't do that.
At first he said he wouldn't do that, but then he came back and said he would do that. So he's been flip flopping on it.
He ain't got
But
that-
I
he
think he's
doesn't
a
need all
very-
He doesn't need all that stress in his life. He has nothing to gain from it.
Bro, he's
nobody
been
got
butthurt
time
by
for that.
Trump, man. He's been butthurt by Trump.
One of his businesses makes more money than he'll ever make in his presidency.
He doesn't care about that money for presidency.
Yeah, so why the fuck should he care about the presidency?
I mean, you
There's
think
nothing fun
Trump
about-
cares about the fucking money in the presidency?
No.
Yes, because he's got some type of fucking strings to pull.
Yeah, but then you think Mark Cuban's not gonna have some strings to pull?
He looks like he's a better guy.
Nah, bro. You don't become a billionaire by being a better guy. It just doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. You gotta watch
He's
some fucking
hold
dirty
on,
backs.
Let me rephrase that. Mark Cuban's the better troll.
Mark Cuban is the better troll. I don't know if Mark Cuban is a better troll. I think they're better trolls than Mark Cuban, but I think he's a very formidable candidate to participate in liberal elections.
When
if we're on
someone
the
else
liberal
can say,
side.
"My fellow Americans," as
Yeah.
as elegantly as Brock could say it, you know.
You don't want Kamala to?
He has been, but this
Can you
recent,
say it like that?
recent
My fellow
things-
Americans.
My fellow Americans.
No. No, it's not the same.
No?
It's not the same.
Who talks like that? Kamala?
That was my impression.
Yeah, she's a fucking bumbling idiot. They
right.
both are.
Let's wrap it up, guys. We'll call it for the day.
Let's get back to Call of Duty.
Thank you guys for joining us in the chat. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Check us out on Thursday. Make sure to take a look at the stuff in the description about our sponsors, the UFC Gym Largo and Pinellas Park and Vitality Wellness
Oh,
Center.
by the
Go
way,
check
they
those
got
out.
a badass deal going right now. It's all the way up to the 31st in Largo. If you're paying $10 a month, you pay $400. You get lifetime membership to all the classes with no annual fees.
400?
$400.
That's a crazy deal.
That's a fucking insane deal.
Yeah.
To
that's
get
crazy.
jujitsu, kickboxing for $400 for a lifetime?
That's insane. I don't understand how they're gonna do that, but shit, hop on that deal, bro. Because that's something that if I didn't already have a membership, I would be getting something like that. Besides that, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you on Thursday.
Peace.